Greetings my dears in love and light. Thank you for being a Patreon supporter. This video is for you. Ways to know you are remembering a past or future life. Now just quick, past lives, as you probably already know, are where we've been reincarnating. We've existed as different people, could be men or women, in different lifetimes in the past and in the future. Because time isn't relative, it's said that we experience actually all these lives at once, but we are in sort of constant contact with these previous selves and future selves because time isn't relative, and we can access them a little bit, especially through meditation and just sitting and listening, and through past and future life regression, of course. So, ways to know you're remembering a past or future life. Number one is that you hear old music or futuristic music that makes you emotional or reminiscent. So, when I hear Vera Lynn, a singer that had hit songs during the wartime era, I get very emotional. I feel like I listened to them a lot before, and this isn't because my grandmother played them or anything, because she didn't and no one did in the family. I get emotional when I hear them, and I have little memories that come back to me, feelings of something wartime, of being separated from someone. I believe I was female and missing someone at war. So when I hear those, it triggers something in my subconscious memory. It's not overly clear, but there's definitely a remembering there. So number one, on ways to know you're remembering a past or future life, is that you hear music that causes you to reminisce or have some emotions. Number two, on ways to know you're remembering a past or future life, is that you're drawn to a specific time period. So you might visit a museum and think, oh my goodness me, all of this looks really familiar. Again, when I've visited war museums in the past, not that I'm a big fan of war or anything, far from it, but in the past where I have done, I feel reminiscent and a bit scared too. It's just a time period I believe I existed in was World War II. So this triggers for me these feelings and these memories. You may have something like it too if you visit a museum with old artifacts in, perhaps with Egyptian artifacts or something from the Middle Ages or something. Who knows? Anything like that, if it triggers something for you, some kind of familiarity. And also if you're studying about such things or having history lessons, the same thing can happen too. Plus, you may be very drawn to sci-fi. Now, I know that I'm a bit of a sci-fi geek and I like a bit of Star Trek. Sorry about that. I'm a bit of a Trekkie. I've always really resonated with this and other sci-fi movies too, because it reminds me of, I believe, some lifetime or lifetimes which were more advanced. And it gives me comfort to actually watch such things. It sort of feels like home. It's that feeling like home, of familiarity yet again. So being drawn to a specific time period that's triggered by certain things that you see. Number three, on ways to know you're remembering a past or future life, is that you're drawn to a specific place or culture. So you may be drawn to a specific part of the world and that seems very familiar to you. You may be really intrigued by it, just you can be a bit obsessed with it. Or you might be drawn to a certain culture that just really resonates with you and just feels like you want to become part of that culture again, perhaps. You might even feel drawn to certain alien races when people describe the Arcturians or the Syrians or the Andromedians, things like that. Something might be triggered there in your subconscious. It might feel familiar to you. It might resonate with you. It may be a future life that you are partially remembering. Number four, on ways to know you're remembering a past or future life, is fears of dying a specific way. Bit morbid, I know, But I know that I sort of have certain safety fears sometimes, a fear of being trapped or drowning. I know that I had a dream where I fell off something high, so I have a bit of a fear of heights. All things that I'm working on, but I believe it may not have originated, all of it, from this lifetime, perhaps from another lifetime. So unexplained fears of flying, drowning, and being in the dark, things like that, sorry to be a bit morbid, can be a sign that, well, the reason why you fear such thing is because you kind of had good reason to, because you've been through it before. We need to work on that and try and let it go. Past life regression is good for that. So number 5 on ways to know you're remembering a past or future life is dreams, as I touched upon. If you have recurring dreams, or even just had a dream once about some past circumstance, some past life, or had a dream about a future life or an alien race or an alien planet or something like that, it may be a remembering. Your soul may have initiated that remembering for you just out of interest for some reason, who knows. But you may have had a dream where you've experienced a very vivid scenery and events there of a different time period, and you wake up wondering, what on earth was that? It may be you remembering a past or future lifetime. Number 6 on ways to know you're remembering a past or future lifetime is that you have specific skills or knowledge and you're not too sure how you even know these things. You might have amazing skills at tennis or something, to be amazing right off the bat. No, they're rackets, aren't they? You might be absolutely amazing at it straight away. And just think, wow, this is like walking or breathing, I can just do it. It may be in a previous lifetime you played a lot of tennis. You may be accessing these other lifetimes, you see, because as I touched upon, they're all happening at the same time really, because time is just an illusion. So you may be subconsciously accessing these other lifetimes. You might be an amazing healer, just be amazing energy work. This might be something that you've done in another lifetime, perhaps a future lifetime where energy work is natural. It's a day-to-day thing. Who knows? So you have a specific ability or knowledge on a subject and you just don't know how that came about. Number 7 on ways to know you're remembering a past or future life is that you have a longing for someone. Perhaps there was a love or a family member or someone you held dear in another lifetime, past or future, and subconsciously you're longing for them. I know that before my daughters were born, I felt like that there was someone missing. And once they had come along, I felt so much better. I felt more complete. It's like there was companions missing, and the same with my partner too. Companions missing in my life that are supposed to be here with me. Now, I believe that I already knew them before, of course, while I was discarnate, that they were in spirit and I was here, my daughters, and that they were going to join me. We must have been together in previous lifetimes, past or future. I knew that they were going to come along and I missed them until they did. So, that's another way to know you're remembering a past or future lifetime, is if you're longing for someone or missing someone that you're pretty sure is supposed to be in your life right now. Number 8 on ways to know you're remembering a past or future lifetime is experiencing unexplained pain. So another slightly morbid one for you here. You may have passed away due to something, let's say a blow to the head, experiencing headaches in this lifetime, a stab wound to the chest, experiencing chest pains in this lifetime. So it may be repeating on you because the subconscious mind is just remembering this stuff. Perhaps it needs releasing. Perhaps the whole event, it wasn't reconciled. The soul hadn't really worked through it enough and perhaps carried it into this lifetime a little bit. It's important to not resist this pain, be present in it and try and heal it emotionally with your mind. Send love to the pain, feel it and say, wherever you're coming from, whatever it is, I love you, I accept you, and I'm sorry that happened to you, and I forgive you. Send forgiveness to that pain. Send healing love energy to that pain to try and work it through and to heal whatever it was that went on before in a past or future lifetime. So I hope you found that useful today on ways to know that you're remembering a past or future life. It can explain a lot actually. Sometimes funny things happen to us and it may not be due to something in this lifetime. It may be something carried over that we are subconsciously accessing from some other life. Who knows? But if you're experiencing any of those things, it's a possibility it might be originating from a past or future life. So thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. Once again, I'm sending much love indeed and have a lovely week.